All right, so now what we're going to do, because we have our guy jumping, we have audio and everything, it'd be nice just to add a little puff of smoke when he jumps, okay? Now, the only reason I'm doing this, I don't normally do this and stuff, but I just want to show you guys how to do particle effects, in case it's something you want to explore. Obviously, you could use particles for all sorts of things, making little fires, making fireballs, making rain, lava, whatever, right? Anything that you could think of that would be particle-like, you can apply this to. But we're just going to do a little puff of smoke just because it'll be relatively simple. The first thing I need to do, actually, well, it's not the first thing I need to do, but I'm just going to do this first just to get out of the way, is I'm going to go to sprites and I want to import I made a custom graphic for my puff of smoke. So what I'm going to do is open that up and I'm going to drag my smoke puff into here. Okay, so there it is right there. Yay. So just put that in your sprites, and then we can kind of continue on from there. All right, so now what we're going to do is make a particle. So to do that, it's real easy. Create effects, and then you'll see particle system. Woo! And it will pop up right here. And the neat thing is, oops, come on. It will constantly play as you hold it. Pretty sweet. Okay, so this is what it's making by default, which might not be exactly what you want. So we need to do a whole bunch of settings. Now if you look over here, there are a lot of settings, okay? So I only have the first one open. See all these other ones? So it's a really dynamic system that can create all sorts of different effects. I should have a video embedded that just goes over what all these do in a very kind of brief way. He does it a lot better than I would. I think it's by Brackeys. But you can find information on it. I'm not going to go through and go blah, 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 all the way down because it's too much. And honestly, particles have never really suit my fancy. Some people really enjoy them. I just don't really care. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make some adjustments onto this. First thing I want to do actually is just replace the graphics that are on there. So if you go down to the renderer, you'll see it's actually it requires a material. And right now it has this default particle system. So in order to put our picture in there, we have to make a custom material. So I'm just going to go down here and right click and create folder, and we'll call it materials. All right. And we're going to open that up and we're going to create a material. And we'll just call this smoke material. Okay. So this will be our smoke material. So select it. It'll show up over here, and then we can start putting our stuff into this, okay? Right now it's a standard material, which is basically for 3D, right? That's not really helping us. We want to instead do particle, and then we want to do standard unit, okay? Standard unit because we're not doing a surface, right? Because these are what they call sprites, okay? So just like we have sprites on the thing, sometimes sprites, they mean like when it's a single image that's just always viewed towards you. So the rendering mode, let me see. Well, actually, before I bother doing this, let's go over here, and I'm going to go to my sprites. Oops. Ah, crap. It unclicked it. All right. Where are you? Let's go back to materials. Okay, let's just select it here. I'll just do it this way. So I'll hit the little target symbol, and then I'm just going to navigate and grab my smoke. Okay? Let's just see. Oh, I didn't attach it yet. That's why. Okay. Go back to material, and I think I want opaque, and then I think I want multiply. Might have to change that afterwards. I don't remember. That looks fine. Okay, so let's go back to the particle system, and I want you to go open up the renderer again, and then you'll see this, the material here. I'm just going to click and drag and drop it right there, and there you go. So you can see, wasn't quite right. So we got to go back to the material and fix that. So let's click on the material again, and let's do cutout. There we go, cutout works. Okay, so we just want to do cutout because that one wasn't working. All right, great. So now we have our puffs of smoke, and you can see that they are moving up and out, which is great. Okay, so right now it's on looping, which means it's just going to always continue. So I'm going to turn that off. You'll notice when you have it selected, it gives you this little thing. So if you hit play, it'll play. Pause, stop, and restart. Okay? That's what this is, all right? So right now the duration is 5 seconds, which means it's going to play for 5 seconds. That's not what we want. So let's just do 1 second for right now. So let's just restart, and it'll go for 1 second, like so, okay? We don't want looping, obviously. Start delay, we don't want to delay. Start lifetime. What that means is how long the particles are going to be alive for. So let's do, I don't know, 1 second. Start speed, let's do 1. So that's when it shoots the particles out, how fast is it going to play. So, okay, so you can kind of see. They live for 1 second. Start, 3D start rotation. So you'll notice that when I do this, notice how they're just all in the same direction. I want to make it so that they're a little bit more random in their rotation. So I'm going to go to here, and then we're going to do random between two constants. And I'm going to say, let's go from minus 45 degrees to 45 degrees. Oops, that's not 45. Okay, let's try that again. To 45 degrees. Now when I hit restart, you'll see how they all come up at different directions? And it's within 45. So 45 this way and 45 that way. Flip rotation, don't need anything with that. Start color. Let's see. Let's click on that. Oh, no, leave that alone. Gravity modifier. So I can add gravity to this. And so, like, watch. If I do, let's say, 0.5 and hit restart, you're going to see it's going to go, right? Which is kind of cool, but I actually don't want that for this because it's smoke. So we're going to not do that. Let me see. Simulation speed. We can leave that 1 for right now. I think the rest is fine. Okay. Let's go to emission. And right over time, we have 10 bursts. So we actually want to do a burst. So I'm going to click on this. And then I think that's fine for right now. So let's restart. Yeah, so it's going to burst it now instead. Now what I want to do is, let me see. Where is time count? Okay, this seems like too many. Let's do 10 for my count. Let's restart. That's a lot of them. Okay. Interval probability, that's fine. Rate over time. If we do 1. Let's do 2. Let's do 5. That's a little better. Okay. So that's looking okay. Now let's do shape. It's actually not the shape of the graphic. It's the shape of where it's shooting out. So see this little wireframe? That's actually where it's shooting it out from. See how it's going out of that? We can choose different ones. So right now it's on cone. Cone it's actually a 3-dimensional cone, but you just can't see it. So there's different options here. I'm just going to go ahead and use circle. That way it'll emit out of a circle. Now it looks like a line, and that's because it is sideways. So let's go ahead and rotate it towards me. So I'm just going to type in 90. See how that, now you can see, right? It's a circle. Now when we hit play, you'll see it shoots it out of that circle, and that's a little bit more what I want. Let's change the size of it though. So let's do 0.1. Let's see. Let's hit restart. Let's do 0.25. That's probably fine. And radius thickness, I don't even know what that is. We'll leave that alone. Okay. I think the rest of it's fine. Down to renderer. Let's see. I don't think there's anything in here I really care about. The rest of that's fine. Size over lifetime is the thing I would like to do. So I'm going to go and I'm going to turn that on. You hit this little checkbox. You'll notice that when we hit this, see how it's all the same size? But if I do size over lifetime, and then I think by default there's nothing on there. So click on this, and you'll see there's different options. So if I do straight, watch what happens. This is what it is currently. See how they all start the same size? But if I do, let's say, this one, it's going to start small and scale up. Now watch if I hit restart. See? What I would like it to do is actually to start small, get big, and then get small again. So what I'm going to do is actually pull this guy down. And then I'm going to grab this one. You see a little handle here, a little Bezier handle? I'm going to pull this guy up like so. And then we'll grab this one and put this one up a little bit as well. But I want it to start, get bigger, and then slowly go out. So now if I hit restart, see? Pretty cool. All right, so that's fine. Let me see. Color. Let's do color over lifetime. Now, what this is going to do, I'm going to click on this, and you're going to see it's got this bottom. It's got these bottom ones and these top ones. Oops, let's get rid of that guy. The bottom ones represent the color. So if I want to get darker, if I put like black over here, it will go from like being what it normally looks like to being dark. And if I want to start out red to yellow or whatever, but basically it's going to apply the color on top of the sprite. I'm actually not interested in that. What I want to do is go up to the top. This is alpha, so that means the transparency of it. So I want to start out as transparent, go to full color, and then become transparent again. So I'm going to click in here, click there, and I'm going to click there. So these are both 100. I'm going to go to the first one and make that 0. Go to the last one and make that 0. And that way, let's pull these out a little bit. That way what will happen is it'll come from nothing, become opaque, and then become transparent again. And let's see if you can even see it. Yeah, see, it doesn't, I don't see it. Maybe it's doing it. It's hard to tell. Alright, so that's probably fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. So one of the reasons why that doesn't work is because of the material, but I can't remember which one I wanted. Is it subtractive? Let's see. Nope, not subtractive. That's way worse. Overlay? Let's try it now. Oops, back to this guy. Difference. I think it's multiply, but it doesn't look right. I don't know. It's not fading out the way I would have liked. Anyway, so that's good enough. All right. Restart. It's gonna be a very big puff of smoke. I would play with these things a lot more. I just don't really care that much. So, but that's what we have. Okay, so we made this particle, and it's gonna burst, and it's gonna do all that stuff, and that's great. Okay. One last thing I need to do is I need to turn off play on awake. I want to turn that off because that's not how we're going to have it play. We're going to tell it to play. All right? So, let's look at this guy, and I'm just going to rename it Jump Smoke, I guess. Let me see. Is that what I want to name it? What did I name it? Smoke Particle System. That's what I named it. Okay. Smoke Particle System. Okay? All right. So then after that, we're going to need to go into code to make this work. Okay. Up on the top, we're going to want to make a variable that's going to hold that. So we'll just make it public. And it's what I'm going to actually hold is the particle system itself. So particle system, that's the type. And we're going to call it ground smoke particles. Oops, not like that. Okay. So that's of the type particle system. Great. Now we need to do is right in the start here, we're just going to go ahead and find it. So we're just going to go ground smoke particles, and we're just going to go ahead and do game object dot find, and we're going to find that thing called smoke particle system, not systems, system. And in that, because that's the game object it's going to find, I want the component, because remember, this is a particle system component. It's not a game object, this variable here. I want to get the get component, and the component we want to get is the particle system, like that, okay? So get component, particle system. And yeah. Okay, so now we have access to it, and now we want to do is we want it to play every time our player jumps. Okay, so pretty easy. All we're going to do is go down to where it's jump, and where are you jumping? Right here. So we'll do it right after the audio. We'll just say ground smoke particles dot play. Oops. Like that, just like we did dot play. So dot play is just going to make it play, right? So let's go ahead and save that, minimize this out, and we will give this a second. And I'm going to want this, right, to be on my player. So I'm just going to drag it to the player, and you're going to see, oops, let's zero it out, 0, 0, 0. Now you're going to see this isn't going to work. It's going to kind of work, but it's going to kind of not work. And I'll show you why. Woo! Right? It kind of works because it definitely does puff, but it's moving with him because it's parented to him. Right? Now, the other one way that I was originally doing it was I was instantiating it, meaning I was creating a new one, but then we have a bunch of these particles just lying around. Even though they would be done, they would still be empty nodes. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to unparent that, just pull it off, and what we're going to do is just add a little bit to the code here. It's going to be pretty easy. We're literally going to say the ground smoke particles dot the game object of it. And then in the game object, I want the transform of it, and specifically the position. I want to set it equal to the transform.position. So if you remember, transform position, when you don't say what game object specifically, is whatever this script is attached to. This is attached to the player. So literally what we're doing is we're saying take the position of the game object that the smoke particles is attached to, take its position, and make it the same as the player. So basically, whenever it hits jump, first thing it's going to do is it's going to move it to where the player is, and then it's going to play. So save that, and go back here. And I'm going to zero this back out again because it bothers me. As soon as this thing lets up here. Come on. Got it. Oops. Okay. Zero it out. 0, 0. Now, when we hit play, you'll see it's a bit too much smoke. He's a really dusty guy. They should name him Dusty. Dude, the killing of the noise for the dead enemy is amazing. Okay, but you can see, right, that works pretty good. It creates those those puffs of smoke. Obviously, it needs a lot more work, but it is there. It is working. You just need to adjust these different settings in here. But that's one of those things where you got to kind of do it per your own taste. So other than that, that is it for the particles.